Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Top 5 New Comics for May 14th and 15th of 2024. I'm, as always, Chris, and boy, I am excited for this week's book, so let's jump right into it, starting with Doom, #1. This is written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Sanford Greene. One-shot, oversized Doom book. Hickman writing it, of course I'm in. I've been such a huge Hickman fan for as long as I can remember, ever since somebody first forced me to read his Fantastic Four run. Not being the biggest Fantastic Four guy, I hadn't read a whole ton of it, and his stuff really sucked me in, going all the way through to Secret Wars and how he built this huge universe. All of his on and on and on. I just love Hickman's work, and his kind of resurgence at Marvel from the Krakoan era of the X-Men to now him getting hands on the Ultimate Universe, what he's doing with Gods, and then, of course, getting his hands on a Doom book. What's interesting to me with this is that it is a one-and-done, one-shot, single issue. So how does it tie into his previous work with Doom and the Fantastic Four and Secret Wars? How does it build into the future things that he's building with everything he's doing at Marvel? There's a lot here that I'm interested in. And then just the story itself, like Doom being a madman who's hungry for power at all times, and how that brings him to what he does in this world. There's a lot here that I am ready for and can't wait to get to read this Wednesday. After that, we've got Redcoat, #2. This is written by Geoff Johns with art by Artist-Bryan Hitch. When we got that week of the 3 #1s at Ghost Machine, Redcoat was the one I was the most excited for, and it ended up being the one I enjoyed the most. The cliffhanger at the end, this British Revolutionary War era soldier who steals immortality from Benjamin Franklin, who was trying to get it through a death cult, and then him throughout the years and how he gets to the point where our story begins was very interesting to me, and I just really want to know where it goes from there. I don't want to spoil the first issue, but who he runs into and the version of that person he runs into was really what caught me for the story. So I think all of the Ghost Machine books were really good, and excited to move forward with all of them. Just read Geiger and really enjoyed it, and we got Redcoat, and then with Rook was another really great one. I'm sure will be on this series when issue 2 comes out. But Redcoat was definitely the standout for this, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And to all those out there, I know it's been spoiled a million times who he runs into and the version and all that. It's in the solicitations. For those that don't pay attention to that or are just excited because they're a Geoff Johns fan or whatever, I don't want to spoil that because it is a cool moment in the book that I thoroughly enjoyed. After that, we've got Uncanny Valley #2. This is written by Tony Fleecs with art by Dave Wachter. So I didn't talk about issue 1 because I couldn't remember at the time if it was a busy week or whatever, but Uncanny Valley was a book I was really looking forward to. I enjoy this Who Framed Roger Rabbit mesh of the real world and cartoons, and doing it in comics has been a very interesting thing, with a book like Something Epic as another example of it. And I really enjoyed the world that was built here. We've got this cool mix, and I almost wish it was licensed because it's definitely, they're going for a Looney Tunes thing here, and they've got other genres they're bringing in, but they try very hard to not infringe on IPs, but at the same time, you know exactly what IP they're referring to throughout it. So it's a fun, cool, different book that I just wanted to spotlight because I really enjoyed it. And Boom Studios just killing it across the board with their books recently. It's been so much fun seeing them do new, fun, interesting stuff. And Uncanny Valley is one of the top of the list for me in terms of the recent lineup. After that, got The Principles of Necromancy #2. This is written by Jackson Lanzing and Collin Kelly with art by Eamon Winkle. Go back to my interview with these two gentlemen, Lanzing and Kelly. We talked a lot about this book, and I loved the first issue. Hopefully in the next couple of days, my review of this issue will be out, so you'll know exactly what I feel by then. But they've got a really cool world they're building here, and it's almost a shame that it's only 3 issues, but at the same time, I like that they're doing it this way. These kind of one-shot stories also build into an overarching thing with this necromancer who's really just experimenting and trying to figure out the limits of his powers and where he's crossing lines and all that. And them dealing with the idea of horror as something other than just shock value. And I said with the first issue, that moment at the end of the first issue, where we zoom in on a man's face that's caught in this cacophony of meshed up bodies and him having to live with the horror of the decision he made. That was a decision he made out of love and care, but didn't matter because he chose the wrong person. He chose to deal with the devil. Was just an awesome moment. So awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited to see where they go moving forward with this series, because I think it's something special. Honestly, it's a really great book, and even if you're not a horror fan, it just has so much realness in it, so much emotion in it, that it isn't your typical slasher horror or shock value horror book. It is really a book that is peeling deeper into the emotions of people and how the idea of like every no good deed goes unpunished. It's a very awesome book. And it's interesting to me that Eamon Winkle, this is the first time he's drawn any published work. That is very impressive, because his art is so good in that first issue that it feels like a seasoned veteran. So he's somebody to really keep your eyes on. Like, he's going to do something. He's going to do a lot of very special things, and this is just the start. So yeah, check this book out. That first issue is great. All the faith in the world, the second issue will be too. And then we will end with The Weatherman, Volume 3, number 5. This is written by Jody LeHeup with art by Nathan Fox. I believe this is the last issue. This was supposed to be the finale for Weatherman. I don't know if it will be the finale. I kind of hope it isn't, because I am still just really loving this book. Talk about every issue. I've talked about how much I've enjoyed Weatherman through Volume 1, 2, and 3. It's just such a special book, all in all. And they do have an ending. They need to land it here. We'll see what that is. But all in all, the ride has been amazing. If you've never read Weatherman, you got to check it out. I know this is a tough issue, possibly the last issue, to jump in on, but the other volumes are available, and you definitely need to check it out. It's such a good book. I love where it's heading. While the finale, like, you can tell where it's going, at the same time, there are paths it could take. And I'm interested to see the choices that the creators make on those paths. This is a book that I bought every issue of, that I'm really excited to read every time it comes out. And I promise you, when the compendium that collects all 3 volumes comes out, it'll be on my bookshelf behind me. It's that special a book. It's that good of a book. It's a book that everybody needs to know about. And if this is the last time I get to talk about it, I will say definitively, this should be on your must-read list of recent classics. Like, it's in my eyes in that echelon. It's so well written. The art is so good. The world is great. It's just an amazing comic. So definitely go check out The Weatherman. And that is everything for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow me further, you can look in the show notes down below for that link to all the stuff I do, all my social media, all that fun stuff. But the best places to find me are on Substack, chriscomicscorner.substack.com, or on Twitter at Fortress Chris are the best places. That's where I post the most. I do the most stuff. And then you can find me on this YouTube channel doing different things. Also on the podcast, Fortress Comic News, that you can find wherever finer podcasts are found. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all here next time.